Okay. Compliment
Right.
time. Ian, you should go first.
Please.
I'm gonna. Um, I think that I want to throw my compliment out to Rob tonight because as somebody who has recently experimented with kind of struggling against the party, and having like the difficulty of having a character who doesn't necessarily coincide with the expectations of what the rest of everybody's going along with. I thought that you handled not wanting to bring Zycor into the group and the specific reasons why you wanted to do so was fantastic. Um, your both your personal journey going back to the islands, to the ocean, discovering all of the creatures that you hadn't experienced before, and coming back, being with us, but also the way that you played and personified your trauma that you had experienced with the journey we've had so far was tremendous. And it absolutely culminated in the decisions that you made today. And I thought that was really both difficult to do from a player perspective and very impressive from a character perspective. And it really gave me specifically a lot to work with and being like, oh, I'm okay with this as Ian and as Tapartos, but the fact that Anuk isn't, I felt gave a lot more depth and intention to the storytelling. And I really appreciate you for sticking to your guns regarding your character, his ideals, and what he wants and really doesn't want to adding to the story overall. So I really liked that. Um, for myself, I actually really liked my little interaction with Gungrar today. I thought there were many things I was happy with and proud of, but I just felt a unique tenderness with finding out kind of what he wanted, that he respected me finally, and that I could give him something. And being able to finally connect with him was really, really nice. And I'm so excited to pursue that relationship. I cannot begin to explain, but I can't wait to get him out of that weapon. And I am very happy about that first step that was taken today. And I'm gonna throw it off to Zach.
Shout outs to Ileana and Garagak today. Like just it's the small things. I will like I really want to piggyback off of what Ian said about Anook. That was wonderful. That was gonna be my thing, but he took it. So I will give other credit where credit was due. I mean just the Dash said it the best during in the chat. It was, hey, like you give us a little scene every single week. It has been without a doubt for almost the entire time of recording. It is just the little things that you do, the way you handle things. Bear with me. I turned into a bear. It's like it's so Garagak and it's just so wholesome, and you can just imagine it, and it's cute, and I love it. So thank you, Coda. And then for Ileana, just the little things you add and the conclusions you come to, and the other side of reason that you've sort of become, where you're just kind of like, what if they do this? Oh, they proved it. I like it. Never mind, we're good. Like you have a clear answer you want, and whenever you get an answer, regardless of what it is, you stick to it. Like that is my answer. Like he did what I told him to. I'm okay with it. Uh, was it was nice and clear. So that was cool. I went over what Tumult did. I really he did his thing. Sorry, Ian. I was hoping that Olan would just have the stone and then maybe at the last second throw it to you, but I was like, oh shit, he gave it to Departos. How do I go about this?
Well, I think the entire
I
party
did.
was given stones.
He had a stone. He had the other stone that was to each one of the people that had a stone during the fight at Groodhog because I still had those. And so I just gave it to him in case he needed to get in contact with you before he just portaled you. And then I gave him an extra one for me. But I felt like I would have paid attention to when we were supposed to meet and just kind of like been like, hey, sorry I'm late, but I won't be there. Like I don't know if Alonzo explained it well, but I won't. And this is why. We'll see about how Zack turns out. Still developing how I want to role play him, but mainly developed him with the thought in mind of everything I tried to do with Tumult, but wasn't good at. Like low key, like kind of became the talker person that when we needed to talk to the dragon, I was talking to him. Things like that. So I built a character that just had the correct background and the ability to fill that void, to give us someone that you can default to when you need to persuade something or stall somebody for a little bit. He can do that. And then he wanted it to be completely clear that this was the party's choice. There, you had no obligation to have him join. So that's it.
Where are you popcorning it to, bud?
Rob.
Since he called him out in the Zoom chat.
Well, I'm gonna. My positivity isn't for one person; it's for everybody in the group. The little one-on-one sessions were inspiring and wonderful and deep and meaningful, and I love them all. So thank you for those. Every single one of them had things that I absolutely loved about them. Mad props to Alex for doing all of those and being able to do all of those and all the voices that he switched through from every single one of them. That's some writing and some acting, and I appreciate that a lot. For myself, Anouk went to a dark place, literally and figuratively, and I'm proud of myself for playing it out. And it will continue. He'll have those highs and lows, darks and lights, and that's what you get when you avoid grieving. So, Ileana.
I, I know I'm echoing, but like just like what Rob's saying, everyone's one-on-ones this is great. I really like Garagax specifically. It's just all the time. It's gold. Like my ribs hurt from like laughing so much. You know, you have to mute yourself, and it's like Zack said. You know, like bear with me, and then just instant. No thought behind it. I vouch it to do a bit. And I'm very excited to see like where that whole thing goes with the railbait thing and like how you use it, and it just opens up a lot more like creativity, and that's like where you're shining. Like you're using all these like unorthodox like fighting styles, and it's great. It's such a pleasure playing with you, and I'm really glad that you seem to be enjoying it here too.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And for myself, I'm just trying to like get more and more into role playing Juliana, and I just really like the constant progress. I really feel like I'm making every episode. Like it's like easier for me to just like get into that, like not what I do, but what would Juliana do, and it's not always the same. So and I think I'm doing good there. Let's put it together.
Okay. For someone else, I was gonna give it to Zack. I also considered having Gargat go away, but I just couldn't do it choosingly. Like if it happens, it happens, but I couldn't just choose to give up Gargat. So I thought it was cool that Zack decided to bring in a new character, and I thought it was actually impressive. He was swapped between playing both characters mid-game. And like they're different, they're both dickheads, but in different ways, right? So being able to swap between that was really cool. And then for myself, I did role playing today, and I tried. So I thought I did pretty good. I did a lot more of it than I normally do.
You succeeded.
Yeah.
9.5 fingers out of 10 for that.
That's the most he can give you, man.
Yeah, that's top scores. And then I'll popcorn it to Lysander.
Yeah. Mini compliment to Zack. You have the ability to make such insufferable characters that are at the same time extremely endearing. Like, I can tell just from that little bit that Zycor is going to grow on me so quick. But he's terrible. It's both. It's both, and it's really interesting. But my full-fledged compliment is going to go to Devin today. I can tell you're putting in the work in Ileana. Like, you're just figuring out these little things of how she would handle the world, how she would handle, like, what's going on, new people. And I love this weird little friendship that we had somewhat thrust upon us because we just happened to be the two in Silvery Moon. So we just got to spend, like, an extra 5 months together. Maybe 4, but, like, still a hefty chunk of time just hanging out. And I'm excited to see where that goes. Because we're probably, of the, like, anyone in the group, probably the most unlikely pair to end up hanging out. So I'm excited to see kind of how that, like, no, we're just friends now, and don't worry about it. We're very different. So that'll be great. For Lysander, my brain has completely blanked. I liked the right. I liked that whole interaction with Lysander and their father. Because, and this is a mini compliment to Alex, paired with what I had handed him, of, like, just that interaction, just that little bit of dealing with Aconite shows so much of why Lysander is the way he is. And, like, having been raised with that type of parent, yeah, Lysander would have doubted themselves his entire life. So, of course. And I think just kind of playing that range of emotion of, like, super defeated to almost I told you so, but a very, like, reined in I told you so, in the sense of, like, see, I wasn't lying. My God told you so. But also, please believe me, was really cool to explore. And I think there was more nuance to Lysander than he's gotten to really show in a while. So that was cool to play out. And so now it's Alex.
Yeah, and everybody at home can sing along with me when I say it, but I'm going to try to keep this incredibly brief. But tonight it's actually going to be true because I'm going to cheat ever so slightly, and I'm going to give each and every one of us the same compliment. Everyone, and myself included. The one-on-one roleplay for the first session we recorded today was absolutely phenomenal at everyone's point. I know I'm copying Hero here a bit, but it's true. One-on-one role playing can be incredibly difficult if it's not something you're used to, if it's not something that comes up. And the back half of it is, while the role play and the in-game stuff was amazing, the stuff that you guys gave me and the ideas you came up with and all it's and the backstory pieces that were brought into it and the outside things that I had to come up with for world building that you guys gave me were all amazing. So while the one-on-one session roleplay was good, you guys are creative as shit. All of you guys came up with really solid in-character things that you guys would want to be doing with that time, and it allowed me to take a little bit extra and work with it and come up with these outlying things and try to come up with ways that mechanically you would grow over 6 months of practice and training and doing the things that you wanted to do and reward that creativity to an extent, but also add some cool layers to the world and some more story and lore building. So all of you did an extremely good job with all of that, with your backstories, with everything you guys have put into this so far. And I am incredibly excited to see where we go from here. Because with as creative a players as I have as you guys, and with a mind that I have for making weird shit happen, I think it's going to be amazing. And that's it. That's me for the whole night. A minute and a half of talking. But
the shortest compliments yet.
The shortest compliments I've ever given. But it's true. All of you deserved equal praise for all of that stuff. And myself included in that. We all did a really good job.
Yeah, you put in so much fucking work on your end. Holy shit.
But yeah, guys. For those of you that watch this stuff, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to us when we do these kinds of things. Because it's good for us. And if you guys want to do this at home, full reign. We stole it from a fucking Twitter post. So do it. it is a really good way to build positivity and kind of lift people up, especially after the heavier sessions. Not that today was a particularly heavy one, but it's a really good thing to do, and it really helps. So thank you all so much for watching. Do the usual YouTube shit, and we will see you next Wednesday for the Dice That Bind Us. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.